Well, get on your dancing shoes and don't spill the coffee. This is It Rings Twice, Life's Dream, Dare I Say It, number 45. Good morning, Cork. That's what I'm talking about.
You used to knock, knock, knock on my door. We used to roll around on the floor. But since I told you that I love you, since I told you that I love you, since I told you that I love you, you ain't been coming round no more. You used to follow me from Sherlock Holmes, you'd hang around and would leave me alone. But since I told you that I love you, since I told you that I love you, since I told you that I love you, you ain't been coming round no more. Well, you said forever you'd be good to me. I guess forever ain't as long as I thought it would be. Oh yeah.
What fun, what fun, what fun. So,
Story time.
Story time. Oh my goodness.
Story time.
So you're going to start with a story?
No, you are.
No,
I am.
You are.
Just down. Oh, the air conditioner.
Yes. Oh my.
We did it again. We left the air conditioner on.
Sorry.
Oh, man. Okay, well, I'll do that one again.
Okay.
Come sit.
All right. Okay, let's start the story.
So never tell people you're busy. If someone says, "Are you busy?" and I go, "Yes," what I'm sort of saying is that I'm busier than them. When really the fact of the matter is, everybody's busy. I mean, I get up in the morning, first thing I gotta do is start breathing in and out all day long. I'm busy. Well, one of the things I'm busy with is we started the Chamber Blues and Symphonic Blues recording project. And we have, wait, I got some notes, just because I don't want to forget. My memory, you know. It's a memory project.
Is it a thing of the past?
Yes, it is. So, when Chamber Blues performs, we many times have guest artists. Like we'll have Ernie Watts, and then we'll do a bunch of different stuff with Ernie Watts. So, have a lot of material with Ernie, Marcy Levy, or Marcella Detroit. A bunch of stuff with her. Tracy Nelson, Toronzo Cannon, Lynn Jordan, and Frank Oro of Poi Dog Pondering. All of these people are coming to be special guests on our new Different Voices album called More Different Voices. And the crowdfunding project that I'm doing, which you could go to quirkymusic.com, and you're a prisoner there. Thank you all. So many people have contributed, and we haven't really started even promoting it yet. And already we've raised enough money to actually start on the project and actually include all 6 guest artists. Ernie Watts, Tracy Nelson, Toronzo Cannon, Marcella Detroit, Lynn Jordan, and Frank Oro from Poi Dog Pondering. And some amazing, since we have a lot of stuff like with Frank, that we did with Frank, we're picking the one best tune from each concert. And so that's what we're doing. So thank you guys. I just wanted to explain why I'm handing the story time over to Holly, and she's handing the camera over to me because I've been working on these recordings this particular week and haven't really had time to write a newsletter or do anything much else. So here's how I'm going to get up.
So, it rings twice. Who could that be? That rings twice.
Story time.
My grandfather owned the most popular bakery in Dayton, Ohio, where I grew up. Owen's Bakery. My mother even garnered national attention and made a cake that was a portrait of President Kennedy. It was a portrait in icing, and they invited, that's Grandpa and Grandma Owens. Aren't they adorable? And President Kennedy and Mrs. Kennedy, Jacqueline Kennedy, invited my mother to come and present the cake to them at the White House. But that's another story. When I was quite small, Grandfather often asked if I'd like to ride shotgun with him to run his Monday morning errands. Well, wow. I was on top of the world because I adored this man, and looking at that picture, I think you can see why. I felt so important and so blessed. He would introduce me to the bank president and to store owners and clerks at our various stops. If I wasn't along, they would invariably ask, "Where's your little helper today?" My favorite stop of all was the post office. Rings twice. I have always held a special place in my heart since those long ago days with Grandpa at the post office. Saddened at the thought of its demise, I decided to look up some facts, and what I found was truly wonderful, hilarious, and actually quite fun. The U.S. postal system was officially established on July 26, 1775, so it is actually older than our country. And it's been an integral part of American society ever since. However, this system has certainly experienced many changes since those early colonial days. The United States Post Office was created in 1971 as the USPS. This stately fixture in the country is currently facing serious threats and is even in danger of being completely disbanded. Not to mention the current debacle over how the regulations and the reductions in USPS machinery will affect mail-in voting for this November's election for the first time. Not to mention people not receiving meds, paying bills, getting checks, or news or packages to and from military families overseas. With all the news surrounding the USPS, it's time to brush up on these facts about the history of the post office. The first post office was in a bar. Did you know that? The very first post office in colonial America was established in 1639 in a Boston home, which was also a tavern that sold ye oldie strongy water of a man named Richard Fairbanks. American newspapers largely owe their existence to the post office. As part of the Post Office Act of 1792, newspapers, which were seen by the Founding Fathers as essential for maintaining an educated citizenry by spreading information, were permitted to be mailed at extremely low rates. The result? By the start of the 19th century, newspapers made up the bulk of U.S. mail. In 1840, 91% of American adults, could read, and this impressive literacy rate was attributed in part to the widespread availability of newspapers. This same Post Office Act imposed the harshest of penalties, death, on mail thieves. Because the U.S. mail was the only official way to send money, this severe punishment was less a reflection of the government's cruelty and more an indication of the importance of safe postal delivery. Congress soon reconsidered, and in 1799, stealing mail for first-time offenders was punishable by a public whipping and a prison sentence of 10 years. However, second offenders were subject to, guess what? Death! Which was unchanged till 1872. Today, the federal crime is punished by a fine and 5 years in prison to impede the mail in any way. The Postmaster General was once a semi-celebrity. The job was viewed so critical, so important to a young United States that John McLean, Postmaster General from 1823 to 29, reported directly to President James Monroe and then to President John Quincy Adams. His next position after Postmaster General, what do you think? Supreme Court Justice. In later years, he was viewed as a serious presidential candidate. In 1958, New York jewelry store and owner Harry Winston donated the 45.52 famous Hope Diamond, today valued at $350 million, to the Smithsonian. He so trusted the U.S. Postal Service, which he regularly used to send expensive jewels, that he turned to it to transport one of the world's most valuable gems. The cost of registered first-class postage was $2.44. Winston paid an additional $142 to insure it for $1 million. It arrived quickly and safely at the destination. The Smithsonian still possesses the original packaging with the postmarks, and although it is not on display, the Hope Diamond is. Pets, babies, boats, antique bathtubs, and pianos are just a few of the unusual items shipped by the USPS. One of the earliest tales, and my favorite, of beating the mail system occurred in 1849 with the escape of Virginia slave Henry Box Brown. That gives you a clue. One night, Brown had a dream to mail himself to a place where there are no slaves. With $86 in hand, Brown enlisted the help of a local storekeeper to box him up with water and biscuits and send him north to freedom. James Miller McKim, a Philadelphia abolitionist, agreed to receive the box. The trip began on March 23. While the journey only lasted 27 hours, remember, in the 1800s, amazing. Brown's box was passed from wagon to railroad to steamboat and back again. The box office often ended up upside down, but Brown remained quiet enough to avoid discovery. On March 24, Brown arrived in Philadelphia and was released a free man. This wasn't the only case of shipping people by mail. In 1914, 5-year-old little May Pierstoff was sent from Grangeville, Idaho, to visit Grandma in Lewiston, Idaho. When it came time to buy tickets, Pierstoff's parents discovered that sending their daughter through parcel post was cheaper than buying fare. Pierstoff, who weighed less than 50 pounds, which was the weight limit, was sent through the mail at the chicken rate. Before Pierstoff boarded the train, her parents clipped 52 cents to her coat and sent her on her way. Upon arrival in Lewiston, the postmaster personally delivered the young girl to her grandmother's house. 6 years later, the practice of shipping human beings through parcel post became illegal.
Gee, who would have thought of that?
Okay, so back to Grandpa Owens. He once sent me a boxed baby live alligator from Florida in the mail when I was about 6 years old. Boy, was my mom upset with him. You can imagine. My pet alligator, Pogo, grew about a foot a week and ate a pound of ground hamburger each meal from the butcher. Mom very quickly gave him to the local zoo, or so she said. Gee, I hope Pogo didn't become a lady's handbag or shoes. The U.S. Postal Service has no official motto. Many people believe that the U.S. mail's motto is the phrase, "Neither snow, nor rain, nor heat, nor gloom of night stays these couriers from their swift completion of their appointed rounds."
We just had a friend say that right here.
Yes, it's true that those are the words engraved on the front of New York City's majestic 1912 James A. Farley Post Office, but they were taken from a 5th century BC book by the Persian historian Herodotus. They refer not to America's stalwart men and women in blue, but to messengers in ancient Persian, in the Persian Empire, who wore what? Purple or pink? This quote was selected by an employee. Let's hope neither politics stays these couriers either. And I just want to take a second to wish all our California friends safety. We have a lot of dear friends that have been evacuated, and we wish you safety and love and prayers and all the best from Corky and I. We also have a dear friend who is a regular, KT, Karen Tavigian. Karen is in Colorado, and she's surrounded by smoke and from the Pine Mountain fires.
She's a firefighter.
She's a firefighter and a great hero of ours, and I just want to wish you all safety and well. And now Corky is going to talk about how...
I'm just going to talk about something. Yeah. About how. Well, in terms of the post office, I just want to let you know that the organization that Holly and I have been involved in very deeply for 11 years is suing left and right to protect, and has been, by the way, to protect our right to vote, to make it easier to vote. And now they're suing also, and they've been winning the suits. They had a suit at the Supreme Court that they just won, and they're suing to make the post office viable as it has been for mail-in voting. So I just want to let you know, Common Cause. So you want to support them or get involved with Holly and I, go to commoncause.org. And we're in Common Cause, Illinois. So, okay.
Common Cause Illinois was founded by our resident punster and through Puns, which was an earlier
well, that's another
stream,
story.
but that's another story too.
Okay, so I'm going to play a song, and we're going to say goodbye. Let's see. Broken dreams and the shattering sound as all the pieces scatter on the ground. I miss the hoop on my hookshot loop. You'll get me on the rebound. Now you'll get me on the rebound. Best laid plans of mice and men. I learned the hard way what I should have known then. She didn't love me, she was no friend. It was a long shot, and I blew it in the end. Broken dreams and the shattering sound as all the pieces scatter on the ground. I missed the hoop on my hookshot loop. Now you'll get me on the rebound. Now you'll get me on the rebound. The game is lost, and I'll never be the same. And as I stand here, dripping in the rain, my heart goes slipping down the drain. Then you'll come along to scoop me up again. Broken dreams and the shattering sound is all the pieces scatter on the ground. I miss the hoop on my hook shot loop. Now you'll get me on the rebound. Now you'll get me on the rebound. Now you'll get me on the rebound.
So let's send them out dancing.
Yes, we'll send them out dancing. And
Don't forget to join us on Zoom.
I forgot to put the Zoom up. So give me 5 minutes. I'll have to boot up my computer. I'll have to get online. I'll have to send the Zoom information to corkymusic.com/stream. corkymusic.com/stream. It'll take me 5-10 minutes at the most.
Twilight Zoom.
Yes. Let's just fade out this time.
Oh,
We don't want to leave them dancing. Let's let them
Sure we do.
leave them dancing in their mind. All the little dancing.
All right. Stay in the light, everyone. Stay in the light. Stay in the light.
Bye-bye.
We love you all.
See you on Friday
Stay in the light.
or Tuesday, whatever this is.
Lots of love and safekeeping people on the West.